Anybody home?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora.
Yes, sir.
How's Bobby Z?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good. We had a nice closing this week. Helped some people out and helped 4 people out. 2 people left, and they're happy. They're going on to
2 selling,
new
2
adventures. 2 people buying, and they're going to start their new phase of their life, and that's great.
Still got a lot of folks coming in, visiting, checking things out.
People checking things out, phone calls, wanting to know, get information and stuff. We're going tomorrow on a listing. It's not really a listing appointment. It's an informational appointment. Just trying to see where they are, what they need to do, what kind of money they're looking at, maybe coming on the market at, unique things about the house, things we can help focus on.
No new projects. Don't start new projects. If you're going to list your house, don't start new projects.
Yeah, I mean, maintenance, deferred maintenance stuff, things like that. And it kind of depends on what that is. Sometimes you're better off to just let it go at price and let the new guy do whatever they want to do.
How important is clutter? Indoor and outdoor clutter.
Clutter is not your friend. Clutter is all the stuff that you've been saving and packing up and got in the piles and this and that. Because people come in the house and they get distracted. It's like depersonalizing it, one of the same concept. People walk in the house and they're so busy looking at the things that they're not looking at the room. They're not looking at the space that they're looking to buy. That's what they're doing. They're coming in to buy your square footage, not your Hummels, not pictures of Aunt Susie. That's really the big part of it. And they get distracted and they'll come out and they'll go, "Where was the bathroom in there? Where, was that next to the?
Did that master bedroom have a bath?
Yeah, right. Was there a chandelier?
It did have a bath,
and they
but you couldn't get to it because there's so much stuff in there.
Well, and even if it's not like that, not hoarder stuff even, but it just stuff. I mean, we got a family that's coming down today to help Dad out. They come down. They got a trailer's worth of stuff, and so I had stopped by to see how he was doing. And I says, "What did they take?" He said, "Oh, they took this trailer full." He's got some stuff.
And the drawback and the problem with that is, these people, you're telling them it's 2,400 square feet, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and they get in there and they're like, "Boy, those bedrooms
it looks like it's about 18, right?"
Yeah, they're awful small. The house is not big enough.
It's
exactly the square footage that you're asking for, but it's got 2,500 square feet into 2,300 square foot space of stuff.
Yeah, and to be able to, we go over there with people and stuff that's got to go, and you're moving. And I told him, I says, "Look, you're moving. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You're moving. So get packing, put stuff away. Start in your bedroom. Start to go through your stuff, the stuff that you're not going to be using. You can pack your winter clothes because by the time winter comes again, you're not going to be using them here. You'll be using them. You're going to be using them where you're going, but you're not going to be using them here. Get stuff like that, pick up pictures, and go through and have the kids come down and have the kids pick what they want from your house. They go, "Well, I'll leave them everything." They don't want it all. They do not want all your stuff. My guys don't want my stuff. They got their own stuff. It's just the way society is now. There was a time when we did that, where we passed the furniture on to the next generation to help them get a leg up. These kids now don't want that. They don't want grandma's break front that used to be. Well, they may take that, but they don't want that big break front. They don't want the big TV. We used to have the big wall units. To mount the TV in there, because the TV mounts on the wall now. It's not part of the furniture. A lot of people don't have books because they got this. They don't, so they're not looking for that kind of space. Every house is unique, obviously, and every deal is unique.
When's the best time to start moving stuff? The next time the kids come for a visit.
Yes, indeed.
Margaret, it's time for you to take this because Mama really wants you to have this.
Yeah, or
Billy,
you said you really wanted it. Then you find out whether or not they really wanted it or if they were just trying to be cordial. And sometimes, as you said, they're just trying to be polite.
And if they say, no, I really don't want to take that right now, we'll
Yeah.
start walking toward the trash dumpster with it and see if they take it or not.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing is have them take their stuff with them, and that's really the biggest thing. Find out what they want, and then you can make your decisions here. You can call the food pantry. They'll come out, the food bank, whatever the different things are, and they'll come out and they'll help sell that stuff. They'll make some money on it. You're giving to charity, and it's gone. You can't. Conversely, you can't just have we're going to have a big yard sale or garage sale, and sell off all the good stuff, and then expect a broker to come in to buy everything else. He's not coming in to buy your stuff that's left over. That's just going to end up in a dumpster anyway, because it's not going to sell.
Right.
Sometimes people, they don't understand that. Having a yard sale, having those types of things, there's a lot of them in town. When you look in the paper, you look online, and you go through them. There's a lot of them. So you got a lot of competition with a lot of the same stuff. That's the thing. A lot of the people that came were all of the same age. That we have similar things. So it's kind of hard to get people to say, well, this is more valuable than that one. No, probably not. It's hard for people, and it's hard for people to give stuff up.
Do you guys always do a pre-listing meeting with your clients?
Yeah, we sit down and we go over things, and this is what'll happen first. This is what'll happen second. How things work, money of it, how the commission system works, how the buyers and sellers, and Mountain Home. This area here is still doing. You want people to come to see your house, so we're still paying buyers agents. And a lot of places are. Some of the big high dollar places, you get New York, LA, things like Miami, they're in a whole different, but they've always been in a whole different market. So, here you average sale price is $240, $260. There isn't a lot of money floating around in these deals. So, go over all of that, explain the process, explain how, we'll get pictures, and we'll, whether we're going to do a drone work of it or not. If it's a house like in Indian Creek, there's no reason to drag the drone out and go through all the thing. It's got to be worth the effort, to get that done. And sometimes the drone can take away from a house because it's showing more than things may not photograph as well in the smaller homes. Just give them. We'll go into contract. This is how people will show up. We need you to carry your cell phone with you, because the girls in the office are going to call you and say you got an appointment. Agent Smith is going to come by at 2:00 to show your home. Grab the puppy if you got one. With those types of things. I don't care if you go sit in the car. Go for a little ride. Just don't be in the house. That's really the biggest thing. Because people aren't comfortable when they come in and you're sitting there, and it's too easy to get everybody engaged in conversations that can go off the tracks real quick. All of a sudden somebody says something political or something, about the mayor or whatever, and it's like, wait, what happened here? Everything was great. So we want the sellers to leave. We want the buyers to be able to walk through the home. We want, now on the disclosures, it says that whether or not there's listening devices and cameras in the houses. That was something that they didn't have before, but now you have to disclose that. And I still tell people, when we're walking through, don't be jumping up and down going, yes, this is it. This is the one we've been looking for. Or, oh, God, what's that smell? Either way is bad, And so when we come back outside, we can chat about whatever you want. You just questions, things like that, things I may point out in the house going through. That's different.
How important is it to stage your house properly?
Staging, you want the house to be clean. You want the house to look nice. You want the house to be clean on the outside as well, with the storms and all the stuff that we've had, to get that debris up, get all that stuff out of there. Jason's house is going to be coming on the market. It'll probably be a month or so, but we had Care Ministry, they got a new name now, and I apologize for using the old name, but Care Ministry come out, and they came out and they raked everything out, got all the twigs and sticks and all that stuff out of there, got everything blown off the deck and stuff. Those are the kind of things that you want to do so that it looks good. For any property, you don't want all the stuff growing out of the gutters. You want them to pull up, and you want them to go, ooh, not ooh. There's
a big difference between ooh and oh.
Yeah, right. And I've had people, you pull into the driveway and say, no, because they look at the outside, and if the outside in their
first impressions.
Exactly. And if they don't have that good one, it's like, then we won't bother. Okay.
Let's take a look at your numbers.
This week in real estate, I got to time that a little longer, I think. Come on. This week in real estate, there really were. There were 54 new listings came on the market. 2 commercial properties, 16 parcels of land, 36 homes came on the market. They range in price from $43,000 to $1.2 million. 2 of them are taking backups. There were 19 sales, 3 parcels of land, 16 homes sold. They range in price from $389,000 to $33,000. The average sale price this week was $206 with 89 days on market. 10 properties expired. There were 42 price changes. Currently, we have 395 homes listed on the MLS.
That's a lot of houses.
That's a lot of houses. Yeah, it is. Year to date, for 2025, there's been 247 homes have sold. The average sale price this year is $241 with 97 days on market. Last year, there have been 242 homes that sold with an average sale price of $240,000, 89 days on market. In 23, there had been 239 homes sold with 216 average sale price of $216. 22, there had been 304 homes that sold with an average sale price of $222. 220 in 2021, there had been 275 homes that sold with the price of $185, and in 2020, there had been 254 homes sold with an average sale price of $155. Interest rates had a lot to do with all of that, and that was in COVID was starting to push things up in 20. Interest rates actually this week are, come on. Do that to me. The interest rates from Chris Nassari, check your bank, see, I don't think you're going to beat him, but check, it's usually best to go where you bank. Chris, 30-year fixed rate is 6.37. 30-year FHA is 5.87. We're getting into a pretty good deal there. Rural development loans are 5.75, and a VA is 6. So the rates are down in the high 6s, mid 6s in general. But there's some opportunities there. They're bouncing around because of this tariff, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I think that that's going to slow things down going forward for a little bit. We're getting kind of like the presidential elections where you get it that, every 4 years he's an idiot. So we're going through that right now, and people are just not sure what's going to happen with my job, what's going to happen, how much is going to cost, the living going to go up. People just, keep their powder dry for a little bit. But if you're looking to buy, there's some great 395 homes. There's a lot of homes out there.
Big inventory.
So, and you can get a decent rate. So if you're secure in your situation and you know what you're going to do, you know what you're looking for, there's some great opportunities out there.
How do they get you?
Call my honey. Call Linda. She's at 870-405-0793. The website's retired2arkansas.net. We've got the full IDX on there, so all of Paragon, our system here, is on there. You can check it out, any home at all. We can be your buyer's agent for any home. Linda and Darlene are licensed in Missouri. We do it all, Bob.
And if you were tracking the storms last week at all, you've seen the Z-Clips on the Weather Channel.
Yes, he did. She did. It's pretty cool. That makes you feel good.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is our number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is our website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to help you. Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. We'll be right back.